Before we get to all those nitty-gritty details, let's take a look at this must-see video. All right, now we don't have a ton of snow on the way. By the way, it is Monday. It is the 6th of April. And yeah, we're still talking snow. I know people aren't thrilled about it, but it is what it is. We normally get about 11 centimeters on average for the month of April, so this is not a big deal. 2 to 5 centimeters through cottage country, down through Collingwood. I mean, even Markham and north through Vaughan and Uxbridge, all those areas could see a little bit of snow. And it's all because of the stationary boundary. It's really cruising right across the country, so we're not the only ones that are going to be impacted by this. It's going to move a little north and then it gets pushed a little south by an area of high pressure, so we could see some mixing through the forecast for the city of Toronto if we do see any precipitation at all. Now throughout the day on Tuesday, this is going to continue to track its way east, but then that low takes over, precip for Wednesday, but then warmer temperatures are on. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us. You can catch more of Kim's videos of Around the World in 60 Seconds on our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April, and I know you're probably thinking, okay, Emily, what's up with that weekend we just had? I know, but at least it was nice for a couple of days, and snow in April is not that uncommon. Temperatures right now are a little on the cool side. We'll take a look. Toronto, we're looking at 2 degrees. I didn't want to show this map, but I have to. It is part of my job. We've got some mixed precip on the way. Now I'll get to those details and Tom's traffic in just a moment, but first take a look at this must-see video through the state. All right, long-range details are coming up. I'll explain about the snow, but first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Well, here's the stationary boundary that's really impacting a lot of the country, especially to the east. This afternoon, it's going to push a little bit further north, so places around cottage country could pick up a few isolated flurries. And then tonight, it's going to sink south again because of a high pressure that's just to the north of us. So our chance of mixed precipitation comes this morning, and then it comes again tonight and into tomorrow morning. Once it clears up by tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday gives us another shot, but then temperatures are going to be warming up dramatically. We could actually see some active weather through Tornado Alley through the United States. Not great news, but it is helping to warm up our temperatures, and by kind of late week, Thursday, we're looking at 11 degrees, and by Friday, look at that, 15, but we will see some showers in the forecast. Well, we saw a little bit of snow over the weekend, and there's the potential for a little bit more today and tonight and tomorrow morning, but it's not a ton. We're looking at just a couple of centimeters, mostly around cottage country through Toronto and south. We'll see a little bit of mixing. Take a look now at this must-see video. Very neat. All right, this boundary has really started to impact most of the country. We are going to be seeing the chance of a few isolated flurries this morning. That chance returns through this evening and into tomorrow morning. And then for Wednesday, the temperatures really start to fluctuate. So today, 6 degrees, a little bit of sunshine. Tomorrow, 4 degrees of that mixed precipitation. Or sorry, tomorrow 6 with that mixed precipitation. Wednesday, we cool down with air from the north, but then things start to change for Thursday. Now, we do have the potential for some active weather down throughout the United States through typical spots around Tornado Alley, and that's going to warm up our temperatures. It's not great news, but look at our Friday temperature. We're looking at 15 degrees. Now, we are going to be seeing some rain Friday and Saturday, but temperatures closer to... Thanks, Kim. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 6th, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend filled with lots of goodies and chocolate and candy and food and, oh, I know I certainly did, that's for sure. All right, forecast is a little chilly to start the day. We're looking at temperatures hovering around 2 degrees. We're going to take a look at this very cool must-see video. So we weren't the only ones. If you're feeling bad for us, we were not alone. All right, we'll talk about that boundary, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, this stationary boundary, it's really impacting a lot of the country. We are going to be seeing the chance of a few isolated flurries, especially to the north by this afternoon and through this evening. We'll see some clearing through the city by this afternoon, daytime high of 6, possibly some sunshine. Through the overnight, this boundary gets pushed south again from an area of high pressure, and that could bring us a little bit of mixing through tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night, it'll really start to clear out. But it's just going to give us a bit of a break, because then on Wednesday, new low moves in. This one's also going to be bringing us the risk of some mixed precipitation. And then on Thursday, we do finally start to clear out. We will see a little bit of sunshine, and then more rain will move in Thursday overnight and into Friday. But that's bringing in a lot of active weather from the United States, and it's also going to help warm up our temperatures to not only warmer, but above seasonal values. Well, I have a couple, but first let's take a look at this. We saw snow, so we weren't alone, so maybe take a little comfort in that. Today, we're not really alone either. We've got 2 to 5 centimeters of snow on the way through northern areas of the province, around Bancroft and through Parry Sound. And through Barrie, we could pick up a few centimeters. Same deal for Aurelia. We are going to see a little peak of sunshine, though, for the afternoon. Get out and enjoy it while you can, because this mixed precip coming back through the overnight and tomorrow morning. We'll see a little bit of a break for tomorrow night, but then on Wednesday, more precip comes in. It literally just looks like a big mess, and that's exactly what it is. We've got rain on the way. We've got some mixed precip, but active weather through the United States is actually helping to bump up our temperatures. So we're looking at 6 tomorrow, 4 for Wednesday with mixed precipitation, and then that low really just starts to kind of move into another low. And then on Thursday, we're looking at a wet day, 8 degrees, and then temperatures bump up significantly for the end of the week, 50. Thanks, Jacqueline. You can get more Science Behind the Weather videos at our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April, and in some areas across our country, it didn't feel like spring this past weekend, but a lot of areas through the United States, they welcome snow, and any precipitation at this point is good precipitation. Now, we do have a little bit of snow in our forecast. This is more so mixing for a lot of areas along the lakeshore, but a little bit further north is where we could see a couple of centimeters fall. The stationary boundary is what's causing it. It's bringing in some cold air, goes to the north, and then it actually gets pushed back to the south, bringing in the risk of mixed precipitation tonight and into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, that chance is still there with that boundary lingering, and on Wednesday, same story, mixed precipitation possible with colder air coming in from the north. Thursday, a push of warm air, so we do see all rain, and then on Friday, temperatures above our seasonal average. It's all due to some active weather down towards the United States, pushing in a lot of warm air. Jay's home opener is next Monday, and so far the forecast looks good. And I don't know about you, Tom, but that says spring to me. All right, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it's good that the snow is staying to the north. I, for one, am happy about that. Okay, we'll get to the long-range details. We'll let you know exactly what's going on for the next couple of days. But first, take a look at this must-see video. All right, let's take a look at our radar. This is what Kevin was mentioning. The snow, it's to our north. North of Barrie, north of Wyerton. A few isolated flurries and a little bit of mixing. Certainly not out of the question this morning. I mean, if you blink, you might miss it. But then again, you might see something. Snowfall forecast isn't necessarily for this morning, but it's for tonight and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures are going to be quite cool. Everything that's falling is going to be along this stationary boundary. It's going to inch to the north, and then it's going to inch back down to the south through this evening. That's another chance of some mixed precipitation for tonight and into tomorrow. Now, by tomorrow night, we'll see a bit of a break. It'll be like a brief clearing. And then things really start to get messy again for Wednesday and into Thursday. By Thursday, it transitions all into rain because we'll start to see a push of warm air coming in from the United States. And that is actually bad news for them because they've got some active weather threats through Tornado Alley, but decent news for us when it comes to our temperatures. We're bumping up to 8 by Thursday, and by Friday, we're looking at a daytime high of 15 degrees. That is well above our seasonal average of 9. Here's Tom with an update on what's coming up in traffic. Makes me laugh every time. Thanks so much, Kim. If you want to check out more of Kim's videos, they're at our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April. And temperatures this morning, they're not warm, but they're not awful either. And by this afternoon, we're looking at seasonal values. Let's take a quick look at our radar. It's the same stationary boundary. It just doesn't want to go anywhere. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. First, let's take a look at this must-see video. Quebec and all the way out to New Brunswick. So we were not alone. Take some comfort in that. Long-range details are up in a minute, but first, Tom, what's going on in traffic? Now, don't stress out about this forecast map because we are going to be seeing light snow potentially tonight and through tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, most of it will have moved out. We could just see a bit of lingering stuff. Through the day tomorrow, temperatures are going to be close to seasonal. Our seasonal average is 9 for this time of year, by the way. For Wednesday, temperatures are going to get a little colder with that northerly wind, but by Thursday, some active weather from the United States is going to be bringing us not only some precipitation, but warmer temperatures. So we're actually going to be at seasonal averages or slightly above. Look at Friday, seeing a daytime high of 15 degrees. Taking a look now out your long-range forecast. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. We've got good news and we've got not such good news coming up in the long range, but I think I'm going to give you the bad news first. Sometimes I give you the good news first and then you just get so excited you forget about the bad news, and when it actually happens you're like, hey, wait a second. So here's the bad news. We've got a big system coming up from the United States, plus a frontal boundary in place, so we are going to be seeing quite a bit of active weather for the next few days. We've got a little bit of sunshine in the forecast, but we're also going to be seeing some mixing because of that stationary boundary to our south. Now, by Wednesday, temperatures remaining cool, and that boundary slides off towards the east, but then a system starts to come up from the south. And that is going to be bringing us some mixed precipitation, the winds coming in from the north, so we're going to be quite cool. So for the middle of the week, you can literally see the boundary. It's a really good separation of warm and cold air with that jet stream. Big ridge to the west, we're kind of sitting in a trough, but we're getting a bit more of a zonal trend right across the eastern portion of the country. We've got unsettled conditions for Thursday, but temperatures are going to be bumping up to more seasonal values. For example, we should be around 9 for this time of year. We hit 9 last week, but over the weekend, we certainly saw some cooler temperatures. So because temperatures are going to be relatively mild, it is going to be falling all as rain. Now, by Friday, temperatures are really going to start to bump up, and there's kind of a good caveat and a bad one in this. The good news is that, yeah, our temperatures get milder, but the bad news is that down towards the United States through Tornado Alley, they've got a couple days of really potentially active weather. Milder temperatures for us, we're talking 15 degrees. So we go from 6 tomorrow to 4 for Wednesday. By Thursday, we're looking at 8. Friday bumping up to 15. And then as we get closer to the weekend, things are shaping up quite nicely. It finally looks as though spring might be here to stay. Maybe, fingers crossed. I know I probably jinxed it, but oh well. 13 degrees for Monday, and that is the Jays home opener. So that looks pretty good so far. Now looking at mid-April, finally, it looks as though spring has finally decided to arrive through much of the eastern portion of the country. Hi there, I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks so much for joining us on this Monday. It is the 6th of April, and I've got good news and bad news coming up for you in the forecast. But before we get to all those details, let's take a look at this must-see video. And any kind of precipitation is welcome in that area, that's for sure. All right, well, because it's Monday, we'd like to send Kevin to all sorts of places, and he's going to be moving around a little bit today. Kevin, I know we were on the hunt for some snow earlier, but for the most part, we're not seeing anything through the GTA, which is great news. And by the end of it, it gets more spring-like, I promise. We've got this frontal boundary that Kevin was mentioning, bringing in snow to areas north of Barrie around Huntsville up through the Nickel Belt. We are going to pick up the potential for about 2 to 5 centimeters in some of those areas. Trace amounts through much of the GTA for tonight and into tomorrow morning. That stationary boundary goes a little bit north and then it sinks a little bit south. So that's where we could see that mixing tonight, tomorrow morning. We start to see a brief clear out, but it's more so just a break Tuesday into Wednesday. And then this low from the south really starts to move in. For Wednesday, we could see some mixing with the wind from the north. And then by Thursday, brand new low. This low could be responsible for bringing some pretty active weather down towards the United States, but it is going to be bringing us some mild air. So by Friday, we're looking at a high of 15. Well, we'll get to Tom in just a few moments, but first, we're going to take a look at our forecast. It's not bad. As Kevin was mentioning, I would take 22.5, no problem, but I'll settle with 6. That's our daytime high. We saw snow. Now, the boundary that we were seeing has moved to our north, which is good. So we are going to be seeing some precipitation just north of Barrie, a couple of centimeters, not out of the question for today, tonight, and tomorrow morning, but staying quite dry through the city of Toronto. We may even see some sunshine today, getting up to a daytime high of 6 degrees. That frontal boundary really wants to fluctuate, goes to the north and then comes back down to the south. That's our mixed precipitation for tonight and into tomorrow. We'll see a little bit of a break tomorrow into early Wednesday, and then we've got this low coming up from the United States. This is going to be bringing us some active weather in the form of rain because temperatures are just going to be warm enough by Thursday. And then as we get into Friday, it's still going to be really wet, but look at our temperature getting up to 15 degrees. So as we get through the remainder of this week and get closer to the weekend and into next week, it looks as though spring has finally arrived. Here's Tom with a quick traffic update. Thanks so much, Kevin. And there is a chance that we could see some sunshine today. I know. Be excited. 6 degrees is our daytime high. We'll get to all of our forecast details in just a moment, but first take a look at this must-see video. A lot of people don't think this is gorgeous. Snow to our north of Barrie and through Huntsville, up through the Nickel Belt. They're seeing a couple of centimeters throughout the day today. This boundary stretches from north, and then it literally just sinks south because of an area of high pressure to the north. So that's why areas just outside of the GTA could see trace amounts. I mean, I would not rule out a few flurries tonight, possibly even a little bit of mixing as this boundary goes north and then south again. It really wants to play with us. And then for Wednesday, we do get into more wet weather, but this is going to be from a system to our south. It's bringing in a lot of active weather through the United States, through Tornado Alley. They can see a couple of very active days. For us, we're just looking at some rain mixing for Wednesday, rain Thursday into Friday. Fairly gusty conditions, but temperatures are going to be warming up significantly because of that big push of warm air that low is bringing in. So by Friday, we're seeing a daytime high of 15 degrees. Here's Tom Reynolds with a quick update on traffic. Check out more must-see videos as well as around the world in 60 seconds on our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. We're going to check in with Kevin Yard in just a moment, but first, take a look at this. Okay, well, some of us saw snow over the weekend. Some of us saw cool temperatures, and those cool temperatures continuing this morning. Kevin Yard joins us up in Barrie. And Kevin, what are the conditions like there? Well, that frontal boundary giving areas north of us a little bit of snow, north of Barrie up through Huntsville and through the Nickel Belt. But for the most part, this frontal boundary is going to stay north of us throughout the day today. It is going to get pushed south throughout the evening and overnight, and that is when we can see a little bit of mixed precipitation. We will see a bit of a break in the forecast throughout the day tomorrow and into Wednesday, but then we've got systems to the south that we're going to have to contend with. Wednesday, a little bit of mixing. By Thursday, temperatures warm up with that southerly flow, and by Friday, we are looking at temperatures at or above our seasonal average. We're talking 15 degrees. And finally, by the Jays home opener on Monday, forecast looks pretty good. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. Good morning. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is April the 6th. And before I get to your forecast details, we just tried to do a Q&A on Periscope. And if you were watching it and wondering why I wasn't answering any of your questions, it's because we couldn't see your questions. Periscope fail. We will be doing it again at 9 a.m. Tune in then. Follow Weather Network to see the Periscope. Okay, before we get to your forecast, take a look at this must-see video. Oh, yeah, lots of snow. They saw some snow falling. Temperatures are cool this morning. Kevin Yard joins us in Barrie. And Kevin, how does it feel out there? Well, we've got some snow to the north. It's just traveling along this boundary. It's a bit of a nuisance if you're up in the Barrie area, or north of the Barrie area, I should say, because Kevin's in Barrie. We're not really seeing anything. This boundary is going to be bringing the risk of a few isolated flurries, maybe even some wet snow through parts of the GTA by tonight, because even though it's tracking north of us right now, a big area of high pressure to the north, and that's just going to push it south. So we are going to be seeing the potential tonight and tomorrow morning for some mixing. By the afternoon, evening, we'll see a bit of a break, but then come Wednesday, another system to the south brings up a lot of moisture. So Wednesday, a little bit of mixing and colder air coming through from the north, but by Thursday, we warm up with that southerly track. So by Friday, temperatures well above our seasonal average. Daytime high of 15 degrees. I'm the not so much. Thanks, Kevin. Before we check in with Tom, take a look at this must-see video. So not enough snow to go skiing, but enough snow to have a little fun with, as you saw. Any precipitation is good precipitation as far as they're concerned. Okay, got my clicker ready to go. We've got this line of snow, literally, just north of Barrie. So up through Huntsville, we're seeing a couple of centimeters in through the Nickel Belt as well. That boundary is going to kind of play with us a little bit. It goes to the north, and then it's going to sink to the south. So this is kind of today. This is tomorrow. Tonight and in through tomorrow, we've got that chance of a few isolated flurries, possibly even a little bit of mixing tonight and tomorrow morning throughout the GTA. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see a little bit of a break, but then by Wednesday, more active weather comes in, but by the end of the week, temperatures will be warming. Here's Tom with a traffic update. Thanks, Kevin. Now, before we break down your forecast details and get into your long range and a peek at Tom's traffic, let's take a look at this must-see video. It's beautiful. Now onto something that's not so beautiful. Snow. It is not unheard of for us to see snow in April. On average, Toronto gets about 4 to 5 centimeters. So this weekend was really no surprise, considering it was the beginning of April. At least that's what I keep telling myself. We're seeing snow to the north with that boundary today. By tonight, that boundary is going to sink a little bit further south. We are going to be seeing, John, if you could just switch my clicker for me. We're going to be seeing trace amounts. We're looking at through kind of Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, and through Guelph, and then down towards kind of Hamilton, St. Catharines into the Niagara region by tomorrow late day. So it's really going to be temperature dependent on what we're seeing. Now, we will see a little bit of a break come tomorrow afternoon and into the evening, but that's all it is. It's a break because Wednesday, we've got a brand new system that's going to be coming in from the south, and this is going to be bringing us not only cold air, but some precipitation. And when we see cold air mixing with some rain, that's where we could see some freezing drizzle, mostly up towards cottage country. And then Thursday, temperatures warm up significantly, so we're going to be all rain. And then Friday, we're mild, but we stay wet right to the weekend. Here's Tom with a quick update. For more around the world in 60 seconds, just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. Thanks, Kim. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is the 6th of April, and hopefully you had your fill of Easter goodies over the weekend, and you're just kind of getting yourself ready, and you don't have too much of a chocolate hangover like I do. It's pretty severe. We're going to check in with Kevin here in just a moment, but first, take a look at this. Well, you have to stay warm everywhere, that's for sure. For us, it is a cool start to the day up in the Barrie area. Areas further north, we're actually seeing some snow. But Kevin, you're just dealing with kind of overcast, cool temperatures, correct? Snow to the north along this frontal boundary, Barrie and up towards Huntsville. Barrie could see a few flurries, but Huntsville, that's where you can kind of pick up about 2 centimeters throughout the day today. This boundary is going to sink its way south, and that's where we could be seeing a few flurries, possibly some mixing tonight and into tomorrow morning. We do have another system moving in through Wednesday. This one is going to bring in not only precip, but cold temperatures. So some of that rain could actually mix into a bit of freezing rain, especially up north through cottage country. By Thursday, temperatures will be warming up with a brand new system. And by Friday, we're looking at above seasonal temperatures, a high of 15 degrees. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 6th. And over the weekend, yeah, some of us saw a little bit of snow, some more than others. It melted quicker in some areas, but let this have comfort to you. We were not alone. It was not only our Easter bunny that was freezing his tail off, literally. All right, we're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us live from Barrie this morning. And Kevin, that boundary of snow, thankfully, is a little bit further to the north. So you're just kind of dealing with cold temperatures right now, correct? Breaking hearts wherever you go, aren't you, Kevin? All right, let's take a look at our hourly forecast. Today we're going to see a daytime high of 6, but yeah, north of Barrie, a couple of centimeters possible up through Huntsville and through the Nickel Belt. But for much of the GTA, I mean, could stretch as far as kind of Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph, that area for the evening tonight and into tomorrow morning. But it looks as though we're going to stay fairly dry along the lakeshore until tomorrow, kind of mid-morning, mid-afternoon. That's where Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls could kind of get into it. By Wednesday, another system approaches, and this one is going to be a little bit colder. We've got cold northerly winds, but by Thursday, yet another low decides to come up from the U.S., and this one is going to be bringing us rain and warmer temperatures. It's unfortunately bringing in the potential for some severe weather Thursday and into Friday down towards Tornado Alley, but for us, it's bringing us rain and warmer air. So we're going from 6 degrees tomorrow to only 4 for Wednesday. That's that northerly flow, that switch with that wraparound of that low. And then we've got 8 degrees for Thursday, so you can start to see the trend. By Friday, we're at 15 degrees. Not a bad day for Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, being the Jays' home opener, it looks as though we're going to see some sunshine and temperatures at or above seasonal. Thanks so much, Michelle. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April. Hopefully you had a wonderful Easter weekend and had your fill of chocolate and treats and everything. I know I definitely did, that's for sure. Before we get to our forecast details, take a look at this must-see video. Isn't that stunning? Well, today, a lot of areas to the north of us seeing some light snow. There is a really good temperature boundary literally to the north, to the south. I mean, Windsor could see a daytime high of 14 degrees today. Meanwhile, we're going to be at 6, and up towards the north, they're looking at temperatures hovering around the freezing mark because of this frontal boundary. That's what's bringing the snow in. Now, it's going to sink to the south tonight. So the city of Toronto and in through Hamilton, we may see some mixed precipitation. We'll see a bit of a break throughout the day tomorrow, but then on Wednesday, another shot of precipitation comes in from the south with a new area of low pressure. And that one tracks off to the east, but it is followed behind by yet another one. So by Thursday, temperatures are going to be warming up because we now have this nice southerly flow, as you can see, but we're going to be seeing quite a bit of wet weather. We've got quite a bit of rain in the forecast for Thursday and into Friday. But by the time we get closer to the weekend, we will start to clear out. 6 degrees for tomorrow, 4 for Wednesday, and then the heat is on. We're looking at 8 for Thursday. By Friday, 15 degrees, and the beginning of next week looks as though we'll see some sunshine. Taking a look now at your long-range forecast, I'm Emily Vukovic, and joining me, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. And I'm holding you to a quote that you said to me last week. You said, you know what, Emily, just give me 10 days. 10 days and we're good. So all weekend, everyone's asking me. I said, oh, don't worry about it. Our meteorologist at the Weather Network said 10 days. This better be true.
Yes, we are taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but we are easing out of this pattern. Hopefully now it's safe to take off your winter tires. We have a classic clash of the air masses as we go. April downpours, so a lot of rain coming this week, and we're going to see some rain coming through on Wednesday. And unfortunately, when that does, no, I said 10 days. This is not in that 10-day period.
This is not 10 days.
Temperatures will be very close to freezing parts of the GTA, especially the northwestern GTA.
Okay.
Could see some freezing rain as this starts, even a little bit of snow up towards cottage country, and then temperatures do become milder. Thursday's nothing to be excited about. We're going to have a raw southeast wind off Lake Ontario, periods of rain, and then temperatures jump up into at least the mid-teens on Friday, but it's going to be windy. There'll be spring in the air and probably some trash from
Garbage
recycling.
flying around.
Winds gusting over 70 kilometers per hour on Friday. And then, so we get to the weekend. It's not summer-like.
But
near
we're getting
season
closer.
rain. So
just a little bit.
A little bit. So Saturday will be noticeably cooler than Friday.
Okay.
A gusty north wind, but no snow this weekend.
Oh, great.
So when it gets cooler, it's not bad.
Okay,
Here around
that's
10
okay.
degrees. Lots of sunshine on Sunday. Lower teens can be a nice day. And that continues into Monday, but then some rain moves in late in the day.
So all in all, not a great week, but the weekend certainly looks better.
Yes.
All right, thank you for that. It's true. I mean, city of Toronto, it's an old city. We've got old roads. We've got the freeze-thaw cycle, and there's more of that to come. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 6th of April. Let's take a quick look at this must-see video. Today, areas further north are going to be seeing the bulk of the moisture because of that frontal boundary, but by tonight, that boundary is going to sink its way south. And that is where some areas closer to home could pick up a few flurries. I mean, we're not going to see any accumulation from this. It's just going to be kind of a wet, slushy snow. We'll see a tiny bit of a break throughout the day tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, more moisture coming in. But this time from the south, we've got a new low pushing through. And that is followed very closely from another low from the United States. And this low is going to be responsible for bringing in some pretty active weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday through the United States, right down through Tornado Alley. It's going to be responsible for warming up our temperature. So there's good and bad news with this low. By Friday, we're looking at a daytime high of 15 degrees. And by early next week, we should be seeing some sunshine. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is April the 6th. I hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. I know a lot of people are still off, taking that 4-day weekend. I'm a little jealous, but I need to work off some of the chocolate I ate, so I think standing up and walking around is probably a good idea for me this morning. All right, we'll talk about your forecast details in a moment, but first take a look at this must-see video. All the way out to Edmonton, Alberta. So take comfort in that. We were not alone. Kevin Yard is joining us in beautiful Barrie, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, even though you were not seeing snow, I understand temperatures, well, they're a little bit on the cool side this morning. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, I wore my winter jacket today, and I didn't wear it all last week, which felt really nice. So I've got good news in the long range. You can shed some layers, I promise. Okay, so we've got this boundary. It's going to be bringing 2 to 5 centimeters north of Barrie throughout the day today, and then for tonight and into tomorrow morning, it's going to be closer to home. We're looking at it through Kitchener, Waterloo, through Cambridge, through Guelph, even in through Toronto down towards Hamilton. A little bit of mixing is going to be quite possible because the stationary boundary decides to sink south. Now, throughout the day on Wednesday, we do have another system coming up from the U.S. that is going to be bringing us cold temperatures, that northerly wind from that high pressure, and some mixing. And then by Thursday, another low comes into play. This one is going to be bringing us a lot more moisture, and unfortunately, it's going to be bringing in a lot of active weather through Tornado Alley Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. For us, it's wet weather, it is rain, and it's going to warm up our temperature significantly with that southerly push of air. So we're looking at 6 for tomorrow, 4 for Wednesday, 8 for Thursday, and then we bump up above seasonal by Friday. And as we get into the weekend, conditions start to improve and warm up. Alert Ready is here for Canada. A world record Easter egg hunt, and no longer a super typhoon. This is News in a Minute. Alert Ready is here and for your benefit. A California nonprofit hoped to break a world record on Sunday by hosting the world's largest Easter egg hunt at the state capitol. And lastly, no longer a super typhoon. Maysak is still a threat to the Philippines. It weakened to a tropical storm Sunday, according to the Philippine National Weather Service. This storm is bringing rain to the Asian island nation. Filipinos are being warned to be on guard for flash floods and landslides.